Greetings and welcome to another episode of Wild Mouse. I am your host, Taylor Bartle. And finally, at long last, the people have been clamoring for it. The forums have been exploding. Everyone is wondering, when is SkeleTony coming back?
Letters and emails.
Letters, physical letters. I don't know how you fuckers got my address, but I am getting letters filled with white powder asking me, when is SkeleTony coming back on the show? And let me tell you, the wait is over. SkeleTony, Tony G, is back.
I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Tony's back. Tell a friend.
Yep.
Guess who's back?
That's how it goes.
You know the song. You've heard it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought Tony would be, my good old standby on this show, but he has not been on the show since episode 2. But
was it episode 2?
It was episode 2, The Haunted Mansion. Yep.
How many are you at now?
This is, let's see, when is this one coming out? I think this will be 19.
Nice.
Yeah, not bad. So
for a solo project.
Yeah, I mean, having to always come up with different guests.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a chore sometimes, but it's always nice when somebody that I've done a past episode with sends me an email and they're just like, hey, I'd love to come back on. Can we do this ride? Can we do this show? Like, That's always cool. At least someone's enjoying it.
It's all part of the experience.
It's true. Yeah, currently me and Tony's podcast, the Grave Plot Podcast, is on hiatus, but we are coming back in October, so you better get ready for that. Better gird your loins. But to tide you over until then, today we are going to be talking about a show, which is this is the first show we've done on the podcast. Everybody wants to talk about rides. Nobody wants to talk about a show. But today we are talking about Mystery Lodge from Knott's Berry Farm. Tony,
right.
Why Mystery Lodge?
I remember just being so fascinated by it. The effects, obviously. I mean, it opened up in 1994, so I was 9 at the time, and I can just remember going to it for the first time, and not having the knowledge about it that I do now about how it works and the mechanics of it, and just being so blown away by the effects and how real it looked. It's not like a ghost story, but it kind of has elements of a ghost story, which is always a sell for me.
Sure, yeah.
And it's the experience itself is unique. In that, you've got rides nowadays where it's like, you go into an area and it's kind of like a staging area, basically. Haunted Mansion, you've got the stretching room. That new Mickey Mouse runaway train or runaway railway or something like that.
Runaway railway, yeah.
You've got the beginning where you're watching the movie screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's staging areas to prepare you for the actual attraction. And this had something similar, but it was so simple. Basically, you're sitting outside of a Native American longhouse, and it's just an open room, but it's presented to be as if it's outside, and you've got this whole front of a longhouse in front of you, and you're just kind of expected to sit, mill around for 10, 15 minutes, however long, before they actually open up the doors to the lodge itself. And it's like, come into the Mystery Lodge now. And the showmanship of it, I guess, it was always a big appeal to me. So
okay, yeah, I have not been to Knott's Berry Farm since I was a wee lad, and if I ever did Mystery Lodge, I don't remember it at all. So I have little to no memory of ever doing Mystery Lodge. I have little to no memory of Knott's Berry Farm in general.
Sure. Mine is very hazy. It's probably been, if not 30 years, close to it since I've been there. No. Let me take that back. It's probably been a little less than 20 years, but still a long time.
Sure.
I forgot
you're
that
40
I did
now
actually
too,
go to
so that mind doesn't. It's not as steel trap like it used to be.
Fucking tell me about it. Especially on 4 hours of sleep every night, you know?
Yeah. Well, that'll happen.
That will happen.
Yeah, and then the last time we went to California, we went during the Halloween season, and the one thing we didn't do was Knott's Scary Farm.
We talked about it though, and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, we just kind of ran out of time.
No, I think it was just the cost prohibitive too, because
yeah, that's part of it.
Went to Disneyland, we went to Universal, and then we were doing other things as well. And just the cost was too much for kind of what it was. There was a time when Knott's Berry Farm was, and it might still be, but there was a time when Knott's Berry Farm was very cheap. Yeah. And it was the preferred amusement park for, teens and, people in their early 20s with no money. And there was a time where if you came to the park after like 4 p.m., you got some like steep discount on entry.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I doubt they do that anymore, but so that was always an attraction in and of itself. But yeah, like I said, it's been close to 20 years since I've been there. And my memory of it is fuzzy, but there are standouts that, just always stick with you.
Well, and like those reasons you mentioned, those reasons that you mentioned for, like it being a popular place for teens and also being cheap is probably why it has a reputation for being one of the sketchier theme parks.
That goes back a long ways too.
Yeah. And I mean, also, being in Riverside.
Riverside.
Isn't it in Riverside?
It's in Buena Park.
Oh. Is that near Riverside?
No.
All right, what the fuck am I thinking of then?
I don't know. But no, I wouldn't go to Riverside.
God, I swear that there was a park in Riverside. We're recording in Riverside. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
There might be. You know what? There's a
Castle Park.
Castle Park. That doesn't ring any bells.
I don't know.
There's raging waters out there somewhere, but I don't think that's in Riverside.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking of then. I don't know. I'm an idiot.
What's funny is, maybe it's San Dimas. It's Raging Waters, which is an actual real life water park, is very close to San Dimas, and it's been around for decades. And so I don't know if it dates back to Bill and Ted, but they talked about going to Waterloo instead of Raging Waters, which is next door.
Oh, I just kind of assumed that when you started talking about San Dimas, I was like, oh, that's probably where they filmed the water park scenes. But
no,
there actually is a park called Waterloo too.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying for them to go to a park that doesn't exist instead of one that does.
They probably couldn't get the rights.
Maybe. And also Bill and Ted was filmed in Phoenix, I think.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's why it looks nothing like actual San Dimas.
But San Dimas high school football rules. Anyway, Knott's has had some interesting experiences in the relatively recent past. Notably, someone shooting into the park from outside of the park, as well as someone climbing up the side of the Extreme Scream.
Good.
I don't remember whatever happened with that. I assume they just kind of got him to climb down. I don't think he jumped or anything. I think I would have heard about that. But I just remember seeing this article about some guy climbing up the side of the ride.
Why?
I don't know if he was suicidal or if it was just maybe he was high on something or if he was just like, I'll show you, Shannon.
Just did it as a goof.
Yeah. I can climb that.
I can jump that far.
So, Mystery Lodge, the official description from Knott's Berry Farm's website, says, cross over the rushing waters of mystical Thunder Falls to experience the inexplicable magic of award-winning Mystery Lodge. The special effects-laden experience offers a heartwarming encounter with the old storyteller who leads guests on an unforgettable journey deep into the native North American West.
Yep. I've seen it described as something that people skip over. And, that could be for a variance of reasons, but probably one of the bigger ones is that people just don't really notice it, don't think much of it, because it doesn't have big, bright, bombastic signage or, loud music or screams coming from it, which is juxtaposed by being right next door to Bigfoot Rapids, which is the inner tube ride.
Yeah, I mean, the outside is fairly I wouldn't say it's discreet because it does have like a large totem looking bird of some kind, but like it's very kind of drab colors. Like you said, it's not brightly colored or brightly lit. And the sign is just like an overhead, like an arch through the walkway that just says Mystery Lodge in a very kind of unassuming font.
Yep.
So yeah, it doesn't look super thrilling. So yeah, it's very possible that people just don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's a big wooden building, and aside from the Native American artwork on the side of the building, you might even not even notice it was there. And I've been trying to think of why, because I went there the year it opened. I went in 1994, and it was the first time, obviously. And I think what it was is we were actually doing like a study unit on Native Americans in school, and this was back when schools actually went on field trips. And it's like, yeah, we're studying Native Americans, so let's go to an amusement park. And then we can go spend 15 minutes in this Native American themed attraction.
That's awesome, though.
Oh no, yeah, it totally was. It's like to think that would ever happen now it's unheard of. Like I know when I moved up here, my elementary school, we had crossing guards that were kids at the time. But at the end of the year, the kids who did the crossing guard service, beginning of the day and end of the day, they took us all to Wild Waves. But it's like that shit just doesn't happen anymore. Yeah,
my school did that too. And I don't know if it was like every teacher, but like, yeah. And I don't know if it was every teacher or maybe just some teachers or just one teacher, but they got to pick like an extra student to go. And I was the extra student for one of my teachers. So I got to go even though I never did crossing guard.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
That was a freebie.
But now I'm an adult. I can go whenever I want.
But you don't.
But I don't, because water parks are gross.
Yeah, like I wonder if what I knew now about water parks, had I known it then, if I would have even gone.
Like to not put your butthole on the vents?
Well, I think that goes without saying. But I mean, just the thought that you are swimming with other people's buttholes, and chlorine. There's chlorine, but does that make you feel safe? You sure about that?
You're swimming with small children who tend to not hold their urine very well.
Yeah, they go pee-pees.
They're like, I'm in the water.
It's
It's like I'm swimming in a toilet. And I'm like, ew, it's like you're swimming in a toilet. Okay, yeah. So from the outside, it almost looks like a hall. Like, you know, if you go to the Washington State Fair, they have all the halls that have all the people selling their wares and shit. It kind of just looks like one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know how well it was like advertised. It's kind of a new thing to me. Even, you know, I said I don't really remember going when I was a kid, but I don't really remember hearing about it as an adult.
I have a vague memory of it being pretty prominent on Knott's Berry Farm advertising at the time.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. You know, newspaper or ads, TV ads, just, you know, really leaning into the whole mystery element to kind of create some intrigue. Because, I mean, I think if you leaned into the Native American element of it, that it probably wouldn't have sold as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. You know, this was before the internet, really. And, you know, there wasn't a lot out there. You didn't have much to go on. It's like, oh, the Mystery Lodge. It's like, well, what is that? What is the Mystery Lodge? Because they're not telling you. They're not telling you what it is. And it's like, oh, here's this thing that we got. You should check it out. It's got a cool name.
What's the Mystery Lodge? That's the mystery. So this was a collaboration between Knott's own creative storytellers and the visual effects geniuses at BRC Imagination Arts, helmed by Bob Rogers. We all know Bob Rogers. There's no need to talk about Bob Rogers. We all know Bob Rogers. Right?
Totally. He was I believe before he kind of struck out on his own, he worked for Disney. He was a visual engineer for Disney.
Oh, is that right?
I believe so.
So was he an Imagineer or just an animator kind of?
I don't think an Imagineer would be the right title, but what he actually did for Disney, I don't know. I just know that he did work for Disney before he started his own company.
Okay. I'm trying to Google him, and I'm getting a lot of different... I'm getting Robert Rogers, Roberta Rogers, Bobby Rogers, Bob Ross. Don't know where that one came from, but... So, yeah, going through the show, you said you start out, you go in this kind of pre-show area, and is there anything there? Is it like part of the show, or are there things to look at, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what was on the walls, but I do remember, like I said, that kind of the end of this longhouse being kind of built into the wall, and then like kind of a forest scene surrounding it. I don't recall if there was a campfire in the middle of the room or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, you do walk into this hall, I mean, you know, the building, and you're walking into kind of this outdoor setting. And like I said, it's just a big open room from what I can remember. It's a big open room. And you just kind of hang out there for, presumably there's another show in progress inside the lodge. And that's why you're waiting there. Okay. But, you know, you've got narrators kind of talking about elements of Native American lore, mythology, history. You've got, you know, visuals. You've got like the moon that kind of appears up in the sky. And I think it's like a handful of minutes before they actually let you into the lodge. There's a narrator saying, "Oh, you know, something along the lines of like, there's a storm coming, and you're going to be going into the lodge soon." The finer details of that I don't remember, but it does eventually open up several doors. I mean, across the entire length of this longhouse wall, opens up several doors, and they let you in, and it's an amphitheater setting. All circled around this stage, which is designed to look like the inside of this lodge. I mean, the whole room is like the inside of this lodge, but there's a stage area where the actor moves around, and it's behind a big sheet of glass, and it tells you that the glass is to protect you from smoke effects, but there's no actual smoke effects. It's all part of the illusion, Michael.
The mystery?
Yeah, the mystery.
Wait, so they break the kayfabe to tell you that this glass is to protect you from smoke effects, which don't actually exist.
Yeah, it's all misdirection. They're telling you the glass is there to protect from smoke effects, but there's no actual smoke. The smoke is all generated by a projector, which, I mean, we get into these details later or now, however you want to do it, but the whole show is based on a version of Pepper's Ghost. The whole thing. I mean, aside from the actor himself, so the glass is part of that. It's not for smoke. It's to catch reflections from the projectors. So,
okay,
it's a little bit of misdirection, but a clever way.
Yeah, I mean, so much of this stuff, like we talked about it in the Haunted Mansion episode, but like so much of this kind of stuff is just old magician tricks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And it's just all like, it's literally smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, whereas Haunted Mansion was a true Pepper's Ghost, you had a separate room of moving figures casting a reflection against glass. This was a projector. This was a movie, essentially, casting a reflection, rather than having a completely separate room of moving parts. And so when I was doing my research about this, I actually realized that was pretty revolutionary. And it was actually, there was a patent filed for it, because Pepper's Ghost, in its true form, requires so much space, because you got to create basically a duplicate of a room that you're trying to reflect.
Mm-hmm.
And this version, you can minimize that space because all you're doing is using a projector. So whereas, the Haunted Mansion, is what, like 2-3 stories tall?
Yeah, at least 2.
This version was barely taller than normal, theater height, I guess, but barely taller than that, because all they're storing away is a projector.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for real quick, for anybody who might not know what a Pepper's Ghost illusion is, it is basically like a mirror and like I think it's just a sheet of glass, and they take, in this case, a projector, but usually it's an actual physical object, and just through kind of reflections, you get this translucent, they'll shine a light through the glass, and it'll create this kind of translucent duplicate of the item. And so that's why the Haunted Mansion uses it, and you get these, it looks like a ghost because you can see through it, but it's actually just a projection, not a projection, but a reflection of a physical thing that's, like Tony said, in another room.
Yeah.
I don't know if I described that well, but you get the idea.
Also, a Pepper's Ghost is when you eat something spicy and then crop dust somebody.
Okay.
I just made that up. That's not real. It's a fake thing.
Made it up. Shouldn't have done that. What about a ghost Pepper's Ghost? Yeah.
That's gonna really burn your ass.
That's deadly. That's, I mean, a ghost pepper ghost, you could be trying to crop dust someone and end up just lava shitting your pants.
Guarding.
Just making a mess.
Suddenly you feel something warm dripping down your leg.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Nobody look. Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Okay, so you walk into this theater, and is there anything on the stage at this point?
Yeah. I mean, so it's a complete 360 setting. I mean, you're inside this lodge. There is a corner of the lodge, or a part of the lodge, that is encased behind this glass, but it's not especially different. I mean, it's all kind of flows into the rest of the lodge, but there is a like a fire pit in the middle of it, and I mean, aside from that, there's nothing really of note that I can recall.
Okay. And then the lights go out, or down at least? Or am I just watching a very dark video?
Well, it's a very dark attraction by design. I don't recall exactly how it starts. You get in there and the stage area is empty. There's nobody there. And at some point, the speaker appears. Whether they lower the lights and he's suddenly there, or if he walks onto the stage. Probably not walking on, because that would kind of be contrary to the whole idea of this, magical storytelling that they're putting together. So there's probably some illusion where, the lights go down or lightning flashes or something, and suddenly he's there. Something
like that. It does look like there's like music that kind of starts playing, and there is a flash of lightning, and then this speaker appears. And so this is a real person.
Yes, and I was very uncertain about that for a very long time, because I'd seen the Hall of Presidents, and these are animatronic effects that were developed in the 50s or 60s, and to this day they're very impressive. So at the time, it's like, okay, well, you add 30 years of technology to that, and it's like, sure, maybe this could be an animatronic.
Yeah. Hey, Tony.
What's up?
What does Abraham Lincoln say in the Hall of Presidents?
Welcome to the Hall of Presidents.
Another Bill and Ted callback?
That's so us.
Have you seen the new Walt animatronic?
Yeah.
It doesn't really look like him.
Not so much. It looks more like Roy.
I saw somebody say it looks like Mike Lindell, and I can't see anything else now. But but the movement of it is crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah, like he stands up and walks across the room, and I mean, from what I hear, he completely matches Walt's gait.
Wow.
I said he like it's a person. Don't humanize the robots.
Those Disney animatronics are getting crazy.
Well, yeah, the first time, because did we go on Smuggler's Run together for the first time? When we went, was that the first time you went on it?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
Had you been on it before?
I don't remember. I might have. Because I don't remember when I went with Nesgoda, if it was open then. But anyways, the first time I went on it, that Hondo animatronic, I was like, oh, that's a person. That's a guy in a suit. Mm. And then like it took me a couple seconds to a minute to be like, oh, no, shit, that's an animatronic.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, even something like the animatronics they put in that Tiana's Bayou Adventure, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
When I first saw the animatronics for that, it's like they're cartoons, obviously, or, live representations of cartoon characters, but the fluidity of them was incredible. Like I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And then, they actually develop. Well, I think probably the first time I really realized how good these animatronics were getting was when they put Jack Sparrow in Pirates.
Yeah.
And I was convinced that was an actor.
Well, like, and I mean, a lot of people's big complaint about that is that you really kind of get the dichotomy of old versus new, and you can really compare how good the new animatronic is compared to the old ones that are, swinging around and their arms aren't moving anywhere, and they're basically doing the robot.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was a live action actor in Mystery Lodge. I always thought it was an animatronic. Again, I haven't seen it. If I did, I was a little baby and I don't remember, but from what I knew of the show, I thought it featured an animatronic.
Yeah, I went back and forth a lot of times over the course of my life. But I am all but totally certain that it is an actor. Because the way that the actor moves across the room, like you can't. There was no way, even the millions of dollars that they threw at this. There's no way that in 1994 they developed an animatronic that could freely move around a room.
Yeah, this was before the Boston Mechanics robots and stuff. So
yeah. So when you're a kid, you don't really think that. What's the word? Thoroughly, I guess. Methodically, that's the word.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. But so he's physically in the room, right? Like, he's not a Pepper's ghost.
Correct.
Okay. And so he comes out and he starts talking about this owl. And he's like, this owl looked at me, and basically that this is supposed to signify that he's going to die soon.
Yeah, I believe in, I don't know if it's just Native American culture in general, or if it's just, Pacific Northwest tribes. But yeah, the owl is like a harbinger of death.
Off topic as we are wont to do, but I saw this cartoon, and it's Ozzy Osbourne walking hand in hand through the pearly gates with Paddington. And Ozzy's like, "Oh man, the drugs up here are good. I can't believe I'm walking with Winnie the Pooh." And Paddington is like, "Actually, my name's Paddington. I'm the angel of death." And Ozzy says, "So all this time we've been singing about a stuffed bear and a duffer coat?" And Paddington's like, "I'm as surprised as you are."
That's awesome.
That's so weird. R.I.P. Ozzy.
Yeah, the timing of that was crazy.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks after that big concert.
Was it even that long?
Maybe. I don't know. But it was not long.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of Papa singing Bark at the Moon?
Yeah.
You seem unimpressed.
He didn't sound great.
Okay, I watched it on mute because I was at work, so I haven't actually heard it.
Yeah, I mean, he was just not hitting certain notes, and so it just kind of sounded off.
Papa has a very specific... Here we go on the Popecast. Papa has a very specific range. And so I feel like there's some songs that it's just like, that ain't it. You're not quite there, Toby.
Mm-hmm. Toby. He said himself, like, my voice sounds better when it's got layers, when I've got layers of singing different, not notes. I mean, like different keys, not different keys, but yeah, different notes.
Basically harmonizing with himself.
Harmonizing with himself, yeah. He says, my voice just sounds better that way. I mean, that's how my voice sounds good. It's like, all right, well, fair enough.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as you know it and, stay within your lane.
He came out and performed for some kind of ceremony honoring Queen.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
You did, okay, and he didn't sound that great on that either.
Yeah, he did Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, and Freddie, it's hard to get even close to Freddie.
Yeah,
so I'm not gonna hold that against him, but.
And it's not that he can't sing other people's songs. Ghost has done plenty of covers and they sound great. Yeah. But it's just, like I said, it's a very specific range. And so he has to know how to do the song in that range.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was way off topic. Okay, so this guy thinks he's going to die. But he says he feels fine. Right?
Mm.
But, I mean, I don't know if you'll know the answer to this, but how... scripted is it? Is it the same every single show?
Oh, so I don't think the actor is actually speaking.
Oh, okay. It's a tape?
I'm pretty sure it's a voiceover.
Okay. So then, yes, it's the same every single time.
Yeah. And, just because you're dealing with a live actor that is working with predetermined effects, you have to maintain that consistency.
That makes sense.
Lull. And knowing that it is an actor, I am even more impressed that the actor can always hit those marks to be cued with those effects, at least every time that I'd seen it.
Yeah, the effects are they is it, there's not somebody in a booth somewhere pushing buttons to make the effects go off. It's just a constant, a consistent thing.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's a projector. It's basically just running a movie.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just timing is a crucial factor.
Yeah, they must have this thing just memorized T to B.
Yeah.
So he starts telling this story about his grandmother telling stories around the campfire. And this is when you kind of get some of those smoke effects.
Mm-hmm.
And so this smoke is just a Pepper's ghost?
Yep.
Because when I first watched it, I was like, oh, it's just like a smoke machine.
Yeah, no, all an illusion.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it really does look like it's right there. Like it's just a smoke machine going off. But is the actor wearing a mask?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
And that's what was so confusing, is that the face looked fake, but the way the mouth moved looked real.
Oh, the mouth moves?
Because, yeah. I mean, when he's talking, you can see, enunciations in the way his mouth moves. It's not like a cartoon character where he's just going bah, 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 like
watermelon.
So yeah, I think it is a mask. But it's so dark. It's really hard to make these things out.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and the darkness was obviously to protect the effects, but it also helped kind of disguise things like having an actor wearing at least a facial appliance. I don't know if it was a mask.
Yeah, it could be just maybe the top half or something. That's why the mouth, you can tell that it's articulating. But so he starts telling this story, and he's talking about all the different animals and trees and stuff. And as he's talking, the smoke is changing form to make all these shapes. Like it turns into salmon jumping across the river, and it turns into a tree and different birds.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool effect.
Yeah. And, when I was growing up in California, a lot of the native or indigenous talk was for Southwestern tribes. And, the people who were subjected to mission life and, like the people who were along the path of, Catholic missionaries, that type of stuff. I didn't have really much exposure at all to Pacific Northwest tribes. And so it was kind of, would irony be the right word? Coincidental, I guess. Probably more accurate. It's just very coincidental that a year later I moved up here. And then, the history and iconography of Native American tribes in the Pacific Northwest region is everywhere. It's part of the culture now. I mean, we've got cities named after Native American words.
Sports teams. So you saw Mystery Lodge and you were like, boom, got to go to the Northwest.
Yeah, totally. It's not like I, left California kicking and screaming.
So he starts telling the story about the Earth and basically how the Native American beliefs that all things have souls and all things, the song from Pocahontas.
Colors of the Wind or something.
That's the one. You got it, man. Great cover by Suburban Legends, by the way.
Didn't Vanessa Williams sing the one for the soundtrack?
I have no idea.
I thought that was so... I'm pretty sure that is the case, and I thought that was weird when movies would do that. It's like they'd have these actors, these voice actors, and or singing voiced actors to do these songs in the movie, but then on the soundtrack it'd be like some well-known actor or a well-known musician singing the soundtrack version. It's like, why didn't you just use the one that's in the movie?
Because they need to have a famous singer do it.
Fine, sure.
Because people want to hear famous singers. They don't want to hear fucking, I don't know, whoever did the voice of Pocahontas. I don't know who it was.
Some lady.
Just like how friggin' Jerry Dandridge was the voice of Jack Skellington, but Danny Elfman sang all the songs.
Yeah. And nobody noticed.
Somehow nobody noticed. Why does Jack Skellington sound so much like Oingo Boingo? I don't know. It's weird.
In hindsight, how did they not put Dead Man's Party in Nightmare Before Christmas?
Ending credits. It's perfect.
Have Jack Skellington dancing around singing Dead Man's Party.
He's the dead man.
He's the dead man.
He's the one having the party.
And the party is Halloween.
Yes, you got it.
Come on, guys. We shouldn't have to write this for you.
But we will if you want to hire us. So he starts talking about, the different kind of beliefs that natives have of the raven is a trickster and the thunderbird is the bringer of lightning. And as he's telling the story, the flames from the fire and the smoke are creating all these different shapes. It creates a raven that flies across the sky and it creates the shape of a thunderbird. And so he's telling these stories, and every time he talks about, something, a different animal or something, the smoke will change shape and create the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts talking about these celebrations, and this time it's not the smoke, but it's just, this is where it's really clearly a Pepper's ghost. You see this, some kind of dancer wearing like a bird head, and it's actually a multiple people just dancing, and they're all wearing these they're bird heads, basically, I guess.
Well,
they're all wearing these these garments, and so yeah, you're looking at them, but they're not there. Like you see the physical storyteller standing there, but then these dancers are, that it looks like ghosts.
Mm.
And so what is the basic premise of the story he's telling?
I mean, really, it's just talking about Native American culture and kind of the belief system and the magic of it, I guess. Not to, demonetize it.
Trivialize?
Sure, yeah. But I mean, I think that's the general purpose of it, is just to tell kind of a little bit about Native American culture and their belief system. I mean, there's an overarching message of life and family, and just living well, I guess. So it's a positive message.
It seems like there's a little bit of like respecting Mother Earth kind of in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although it's funny, this part that I just paused at right now, he's talking about when I was young, I was very handsome and all the girls wanted to be with me.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sounds like a Donald Trump story. When I was young, all the girls, they wanted me. All the girls, they said, Donald, you're so handsome.
Never happened.
This one girl, she was so beautiful. She was the most beautiful girl in the whole world. You wouldn't believe. You'd be like, oh my God, she's 14. So beautiful. She was 14, but that doesn't matter. Allegedly.
But we know.
Yeah, he tells a story about this woman that he met and they got married and had a child. And the whole time he's telling the story, again, the smoke is forming the shape of these two bodies and they start having sex and it's all very graphic.
There's just spunk flying everywhere.
He's doing her doggy style. That's crazy. This was for children. She's like down on her knees and no, none of that happens. It's very classy. But the flames do turn into the shapes of bodies, and then you see her. This baby just kind of materializes. That's not how babies are made.
No, the stork brings them. Duh.
Everyone knows that. They could have made
done
a
it twice. I think I know.
They could have made a stork out of smoke.
Way to phone it in, Knotts.
Like Tony said, there's a message of family, and so he's talking about teaching his child to fish and to swim and row and boat. And Tony and I are the only ones that get that reference.
Yep. This is what your audience comes for.
Many guys at a time, and it's not gay.
It's not gay.
But he starts talking about God. Nope. I think I gotta say the closed captions on this video are pretty bad. Every time he was saying owl before, it kept saying all. But he starts talking about how his children, grow up and now they have children of their own, and he's a grandfather, and now that's why he's all old, but he still thinks his wife is the most beautiful woman in the world. But Hyrule. And the Oho, I don't think these are right.
You start talking about Zelda.
The smoke is turning into a skull, it looks like. Oh, no, it's the owl. It's the owl. Uh-oh. It looks exactly like Owl from Winnie the Pooh. But so
that's an owl. You are fucked.
I mean, basically, that's what he's trying to tell us. He's like, well, there's an owl, so I guess my time is up. Thanks. Thank you very much. I've been your host.
Exit to the left.
I'm going to go die now. But it turns out the whole time it was just a raven because he's the trickster.
That little prick raven.
Son of a bitch.
Sneaky fucker.
So how does this end?
I forget what leads into it exactly. What elements? Well, you're seeing right there. He turns into a bird, and that, I mean, knowing how the effects behind it, it's impressive because he turns into a bird and the live actor disappears. I don't know how, unless he just
there's
drops to the floor and sneaks away.
There's got to be a trap door or something.
Maybe, but he does reappear back in his human form, and then at the very end, God, I can't remember exactly. If I could remember the beats of the story, that would help, but I can't remember exactly what happens. He does say, some version of farewell, I believe, and then he disappears again, and the only thing that's left on the stage is his cane, which sits there for a second and then falls to the floor.
Well, that's a cool effect.
Yeah, and I have no idea how they did it.
Yeah, he just, it looks like the lights just kind of go down, and he must kind of slink away, and he turns into this bird. And then I don't know if it's supposed to be heaven or what, but there's just like all these clouds across the stage and like the moonlight. And then, all that clears up and he walks back out. He's like, oh, here I am. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Fooled you.
I'm a raven, remember? Oh, no, wait, he's not the raven.
He's the rabbit. No, he's the walrus.
Hi, I'm the walrus. Oh, there's the cane. Yeah, the cane just stands there. How do they do that?
I have no idea.
Fishing wire?
I mean, the only thing I can think is that the actor puts the cane in like maybe some kind of hole in the ground, or some kind of locking mechanism that holds for, a beat and then releases and then it falls to the floor.
Could be.
But how they can get it to fall the same way every time instead of bouncing across the floor, I don't know.
These subtitles call Mystery Lodge Mr. Dodge, so that kind of tells you what we're working with here. Yeah. Good old Mr. Dodge. That's the storyteller's name. You didn't know the whole time, but it's Mr. Dodge. So, unfortunately, it appears that Mystery Lodge closed for refurbishment, quote unquote, in 2019. And then, things happened in 2020. I'm sure you guys remember. And Mystery Lodge has not been seen since. And by all indications, it probably is not going to reopen.
Yeah, I was reading that there was a rumor. It's not a very salacious rumor, but a rumor that a custom part of the projector they use broke, and the cost to replace it was just not worth it.
I saw this too.
Did you?
Yeah.
That seems crazy. To shut down an entire attraction, having this space in your park that is taking up space, not being used. I mean, it's like having a house for sale that isn't selling. It's just costing money. So to leave it closed instead of either tearing it down or replacing the supposed part so you can get it back up and operational again, seems like one or the other should have been done by now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that if that's the case, that it's not going to reopen, then I'm surprised they haven't made moves to put something else in there.
Yeah. Apparently they've been using it for Not Scary Farm mazes and shows. Which, you might as well. I mean, the way that it's setup is perfect for, you know, things requiring a Pepper's ghost, which plays really well into, you know, horror stories and ghost stories and things.
Yeah, they've actually been using it for Not Scary Farm since 2000 to 2000. It's in 2000. It was a maze called Voodoo Witch Project. You can tell what was popular then. From 2001 to 2004, it was a maze called Blood Bayou. From 2005 to 2008, it was 13 Axe Murder Manor. From 2009 to 2012, it was Terror of London. That's good. I like that. From 2013 to 2015, it was Forevermore. I don't know what that is. From 2016 to 2019, it was Special Ops Infected, which sounds like a Call of Duty level. And in 2022, it was called The Grim War. And then obviously in 2020 and 2021, well, in 2021, they did have a show in there called Invitation to Terror. Terror. Yeah, and then in 2012, they had a show called Unearthed, and in 2013, they had a show called Possessed. I don't know what these shows were. Couldn't find any information on them other than that, but I bet they were spooky.
Hella spooky.
So spooky, dude. So
anyway, yeah, I just learned today that it was closed, and that bums me out because it was really fun. Just the show was fun to watch. It was entertaining to see how well the effects work. I mean, even by today's standards, these effects are pretty impressive. Especially thinking about the fact that they used them 30 years ago.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just from watching the video, it's impressive to see what they do. And, you know, then I imagine being there in person, it's even more impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, this was developed. I can't remember if you actually mentioned this or not, but it was developed originally for the World Fair in 1986.
I did not mention that because I didn't know that.
No, yeah, it was called the Spirit Lodge. It didn't have the dressing that Mystery Lodge did. I mean, it was in one of the World's Fair halls, and it was the Spirit Lodge was one of 3 different shows that used these similar Pepper's Ghost effects. So this was in 1986, so almost 10 years before Mystery Lodge even opened. So this is actually like almost 40-year-old technology.
Damn.
Still being pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there are things that they could do now that would take it, you know, bump it up a notch and bring it into the 21st century. But you wouldn't have, you don't need to. Yeah. Because the effects still work.
And apparently they won't because parts are too expensive.
It's like, put a new fucking projector in there.
Yeah, I find that hard
to believe. One that won't break.
I find it hard to believe that there's one piece that's just derailing everything.
Yeah. Unless the piece is like the whole projector.
But even then, like, you're telling me you can't make a new one?
So this opened in June 1994, and it cost $10 million to build. In June 2025. So in today's dollars, that would have cost 20. So basically double. If they built that today, it would cost almost $22 million. So, you know, think of that kind of money back then was $10 million. I mean, obviously the building and the set and the effects all had their cost association, but if they really did use some kind of custom projector, then I imagine that probably came with a pretty heavy price tag as well.
Sure, yeah. And I wonder if they just think that the return on investment is not there on something like this when they could go build a roller coaster instead.
And that could be. But again, why they haven't done so.
Yeah, do something.
6 years now. It's...
I don't know. Figure it out, Knotts.
That's what I said. So figure it out.
All right. Final thoughts on Mystery Lodge.
Fucking R.I.P. It was a fun time, and I feel bad for anybody who might go to Knott's and not be able to experience it, because it was like people go to Disney and they go to Hall of Presidents so they can sit down. And this was similar, except this was much more entertaining than Hall of Presidents.
And no one is yelling slurs at the storyteller.
So yeah, it's a bummer it's closed, but it was a fun time. And I'm glad that there are videos of it, at least.
I'm sad I never got to experience it, or if I did, I don't remember. So
yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, obviously, it made an impression on me that 30 years later is still resonating. So
it lives on in the hearts and minds of those who remember it.
Right.
And for that reason, it will never truly be gone. Or something.
Especially if they never actually knock down the building.
Yeah, right. All right. Go ahead and promote your stuff.
Well, I mean, obviously I'm part of the Grave Plot podcast, and we'll be back here in a few months. But aside from that, I am a part-time semi-professional artist. You can check me out at SkeleTonyArt.com. All my links to my socials are on my website, but basically you just put SkeleTony Art at the end of any social media website, and you'll probably find me.
Bring money.
And you can buy stuff for me. Yeah. Because running a business is expensive, especially when you're not actively making.
And Tony's got kids.
I do got kids.
All right. Well,
I have to buy baby formula.
Go buy stuff from Tony and keep on listening. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you. Goodbye.
Your attention, please. This episode of Wild Mouse has concluded. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast player, and follow us on social media at Wild Mouse Podcast. Don't forget to visit the gift shop at wildmousepodcast.com. For exclusive bonus content, become a premium pass holder at patreon.com/wildmousepodcast. We hope you enjoyed your time, and will visit us again soon. Thank you, and good night.